And we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Oh, Yes, There Is More. And we are going to explore. I'm Teri Angel here with my wonderful, beautiful co host, ShaRon Ria. Hello, ShaRon.
Hello, Teri. Hello, everybody. Nice to be with you. Thanks for coming in on a Sunday.
And a holiday weekend Sunday at that. So happy 4th of July, everyone.
Happy 4th.
Let's have lots of explosions of energy today.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, ShaRon, we're gonna take off on that rocket ship and just blast that energy to the ceiling and beyond.
I just saw the Elvis movie for the second time yesterday. It's so good.
Isn't it?
Oh my gosh. You saw it too, Teri?
Oh yeah, Ruth and I went to see it.
Awesome. Do you remember on the Ferris wheel, he says, Colonel Parker says, "Are you ready to fly?" He says, "I'm ready to fly." With you and I'm ready to fly.
We are so ready to fly. And you know, the only thing that keeps us from flying is our thoughts, our conscious thoughts. Like the angels nicknamed our conscious thoughts last night, the cat. The conscious active thought. I love that. Yes. I'm gonna start using that in all my writings. What's our cat meowing about today? What's it saying? How's it revving up the energy and feeding our subconscious thought? And that's what we're going to talk about.
I think that the cats are probably trying to balance out the dog energy.
I think so.
There's so much wonderful dog energy, and the kitty cats get a little left behind sometimes.
Yeah, well, they're not quiet anymore. Sometimes the angels just kind of pull something or somebody and say, "Here you are, front and center. We're going to focus on you now."
Yes, hallelujah. I'm a kitty cat person.
and I was telling Jean before you and I came on, I was so tired last night when I wrote that blog. I was just really trying to focus and listen because I'd driven all day long to get to be here with Aunt Jean Lorio, which is where I am right now. And I sat down with my computer and I said, "Angels, just please do this so I can go to sleep." And so they had me start typing, and I didn't even remember what was in that blog until I pulled it up to read it on the Angel Speak show. And I'm going, wow, that was pretty profound, angels.
Yes, with lots of imagery in it, Teri. I love the pizza imagery. And it was really good.
Yeah. You know, I sent it to John Thaddeus Fiore because he is the mozzarella man.
And with pineapple.
Well, that pizza was a real pizza that Jean and I ordered. That's her in the picture with the pizza in front of us, and it has pineapple on it, which I know he just thinks is the most disgusting thing in the world.
Yes, he does. I'm with you, John.
But you know, it's that saying and the thing that the angels were teaching us: whatever we order, we're the ones ordering it. If we're ordering pineapple, that's what we're going to get.
Exactly. So, I had pizza yesterday, and I had arugula, prosciutto, and cheese on it with sauce. So,
did you get it from that place you take me to?
No, they don't have either one of those things. I know. It's fired pie, everybody. Teri and I really enjoyed some fired pie. It's kind of like Subway for pie. You get to choose all the things that you want on your pizza. But no, this was at a little pizzeria after we went from the movie. And and when you were talking about what did you order on your pizza, I just thought, okay, I usually order pepperoni or sausage. It's and I've gotten, I don't know if everyone pulls cards or knows what that is, but I've been pulling cards for myself because needing a little confirmation and guidance in the morning. And 2 days in a row, I've gotten the card of transformation.
All right.
Which is very powerful. And I also think that it's a little challenging to transform if you don't do something different. So when you were talking about the pizza, I'm like, oh, I ordered a different, I was looking at the pepperoni and I'm like, no, I'm going to order something different. So that really aligns with, transformation, choosing something different. And it was a good pizza. It was good.
Yeah. So there's a nugget. Choose something different.
Yes.
Sometimes when we do that, when we step out of that comfort zone and we're going, no, I think I'm not going to have pepperoni today. I think I want arugula today. And which is not really a normal pizza topping.
I know, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah. So when we do that, our brain kind of goes, whoa, what you doing?
Yes. What's happening?
There's a little ShaRon nugget for everybody today. Choose something different. I love that.
Something different. Yeah. And I was listening to you, Teri, talk about being a little lost as you were getting to Auntie Jean. And, today I was telling Teri, everyone, I'm just a little not on my usual high space. I have some health issues that I'm working myself through, that all's going to be fine. Everything's going to be good, which I know it is, but there's still that little low energy. And when you said you were getting lost, it kind of brought me into our topic today of cause and effect, because I heard you say, which I was having as well, frustration that I was lost, which meant you kept getting lost.
Exactly.
So the effect of that was you kept getting lost. And I just thought, wow, it's different than law of attraction to me, because law of attraction is pulling in something that you've placed in whatever you want to term that, your vortex, your higher self, and you're doing things to allow it to come into physical. For me, the difference in cause and effect is it's a behavior or a thought or an action that you do that at some point is going to come back to you in an equal way. Because science, I think, tells us, here we go, I got science again, y'all.
I know.
It's an equal output and you get an equal input. So whatever you put out comes back to you equally at some point. May not be immediate, but it will come back. What do you think, Teri?
Absolutely. So the law says everything happens in accordance with these laws. Everything in the universe, we have certain immutable laws that are there. We can't change them. They happen. And every action, like ShaRon was saying, every action has an equal reaction or effect, which in turn becomes the cause of something else. And, this universal law, it doesn't even have to be something that we are saying, I'm going to do this. It could be somebody else influencing our thought. It could be our reaction to what someone else is saying or doing. And wow, do we have some reactions in these days and times, don't we, ShaRon?
My goodness, yes. Wow. I mean, just right now, I had a little snippet from an Abraham talk that I recorded on my phone, and I wanted to write down what they said, and it would play, my phone would turn off, and I turn it back on, I'm starting at the beginning, and the thing that they said was near the end. I'm like, so I just finally, I put my phone down. I was like, okay, I guess I'm not doing that today.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And I read something too, Teri, that I love this series that we're doing, because I had never contemplated that the universe was organized, into laws, not laws in a negative way, but laws in a functional, systematic kind of way. And when I was reading about this cause and effect, they said many people think of things that happen in their lives as lucky or random or chance, or unlucky, random or chance. But really, once you embrace what we're talking about, which is the law of cause and effect, you realize, there's something to think about, because I have an action that happened or a thought that causes this, which isn't necessarily luck or unlucky. I can control this. I have some power over this.
Absolutely. And I love the one sentence in ShaRon and I have read through this document about the law of cause and effect. And it says, cause is just a term we use when we cannot identify the exact causes behind the effect. So we just chalk it up to chance, right? It's just by chance that I happen to have a flat tire. It's just by chance that I did whatever I did. But there are no coincidences. You know, ShaRon, I have been saying most of my life, there are no coincidences, that everything is guided by this direct plan and direct energy from God and indirect timing. And I knew this in my mind, but when I really studied some of these universal laws, wow, it makes so much more sense. And I'm like, oh, okay, now I get how everything is coming into play. It's like cogs in a wheel that turn, and everything, all of these laws, and I don't even like the term laws.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
they that's what they are. They're governing things of how everything works. You know, the law of cause and effect says there's going to be a thought going in here in the conscious thought, the cat, and that feeds the subconscious, which in turn determines the outcome, what we're going to see in the world as the outcome of our thinking.
It's so amazing, Teri, because I think of it a little bit like school. You know, the before ShaRon, who didn't know any of this, I was in preschool, maybe even not even in school.
Yeah.
And then graduated to elementary and then knew a little more. And now I feel like this is so advanced from what I know. And at the same time, I know that there's so much more I don't know.
Right.
So it really puts into perspective for me. I think it was Auntie Jean, somebody said, stay in the present. Like I can go out there and have those awarenesses about there's so much more that I don't know, but that's going to tip me off my square. Just come back to center and let's just work with the cause and effect one.
Yeah, it's kind of like eating an elephant, ShaRon. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. You know, just like we do everything, just stay in the present and deal with what's right in front of you on your plate. And right now we're on our plate, we have the law of cause and effect. There's so much more. When I start doing that, the more I learn, there is more to learn.
Yes, yes, exactly. Yeah. And this is a good one because I know the theme, one of the themes of this evolution that we're all in is twofold. One, you as the individual, me, I have way more influence on this earth and the world and the planet and the people and everything than I previously realized. And not only do I have influence and what I do matters to the whole of all of us, but I have the opportunity to manage what I do. I don't want to say control necessarily right now, but manage my thoughts, manage my actions, manage my rest, manage my activity, because that to me would be the beginning of the cause. And now I have some information about what the effect might be. And you get very good information all the time, every day. You just need to look outside your eyes and see where you're living. That something caused in you for you to be living where you're living. Who are the people in front of you? What is it that your phone's not doing? Are you getting lost? It just gives us some information as humans to think deeper and longer.
Exactly. And it's just like what the angels taught us last night. What are you ordering? What are you putting into your thoughts? What are those things that you want to manifest? Because it's going to manifest. Whatever you're creating with your thoughts, it's going to show up in your world in one form or another. And I love that I read that this one line: every single thought sets into motion an invisible chain of effects that create our life circumstances. The outcome sometimes happens instantly, and other time it takes more time, even years, to manifest. So if you're not buying this law of cause and effect because you're saying, well, that's not true. I had this thought that I'm a millionaire, or I had this thought that everything is working perfectly and everything I need is showing up for me. Why isn't it showing up? Where is it? That's the human part, the ego part, that starts to question. And the self-talk that we do, like, this is baloney, that I'm not buying into this. And so put up that wall, right? We stop the manifestation with a barrier. But if we can just be open and say, sometimes it might take a little while, that 20 million in my pocket might take a minute to show up.
Just a minute.
Just a minute. But we are putting the energy in there for it to be able to be the effect that we want to see, whatever that effect may be. And that's what we can always keep foremost in our mind, isn't it, ShaRon? What effect do we want to see in our world?
And the effect that you want to see equals what you put out. And what you put out consciously and unconsciously or subconsciously, because energy doesn't know whether it's the top of your head or inside your heart. And what I've come to understand, and Teri, you can comment on this if this is what you agree, the things that I don't have a lot of thoughts behind, the things that I think are easy to come into view, like when I roll up to a parking space, I know I'm going to get a parking space exactly where I need it, and every single time I do. When I ask, I'm shopping for an outfit and I want to find one in a short amount of time that fits me well, is the price I want to pay, easy. Well, these things now with my health, well, they didn't happen yesterday. The cause of them didn't start out yesterday. And so the effect is what I'm living right now. And what I know is that, okay, so that's giving me some information. I have wonderful Louise Hay to listen to all the parts of my body where she can give me a mantra or meditation about healing them. I know that at some point, all these trillions of cells and me, we're going to get into the good foot of health. I know that. I don't know when, but I know, I just know for sure. So that gives me some peace of mind that it didn't happen tomorrow. Because, literally, I want this thing to be happening tomorrow.
Or today.
Or today.
Why wait?
Or today. And I know that I had an issue that took 2 years to subside. And every time it would come up, I was like, you know what? I know you're going away. I don't know when, but I know you are. And I said that for 2 years. And just last month, it went away, which, even though it was long, it's information to affirm what you just said, Teri, which is, don't know when it's going to happen, but it's going to happen as soon as I get out of the way.
When you get out of the way, I was listening to some Neville Goddard, of course, in my car yesterday. I just plugged some in and said, all right, let me listen to you, guy. And one of the things he was talking about is those conscious, active thoughts that catch. And when we focus on our wording, he says, think about it. The words I am is a positive thought. I am healthy. That says such a stern statement. I am. There's no denying it. There's no alternative. I am healthy. It's a positive thought that we're feeding into our subconscious. If we're feeding our subconscious, I will be healthy, what is that saying? That's saying there's a lack there somewhere. There's something that's not right. There's something that's not working perfectly yet. And so we're feeding our subconscious that thought. I'm in lack. I don't have. I know I will, like you're saying, I know I will be healthy, but I'm not there yet. So when we change that and pivot to I am healthy, that's a very confident thought. That's a thought that says, there is no doubt whatsoever in my mind that I am in perfect health. So what we want to see as the effect is that perfect health. What we're feeding into that subconscious is, yeah, I'm healthy. And so there's so much at play, ShaRon. There's so much that we have to learn, right?
Yes. I wonder if anybody who's listening wishes to chime in, because one of the questions I would pose is, what helps you believe I'm healthy when at the moment it's not?
It's not showing up for you. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So when I say it, sometimes my brain goes, what are you talking about, girl? That's not what's happening right now. But my knowing and my learning from you and other people is, yes, but there is a part of you and me, body, that is healthy. So I can say I am healthy, and my brain, you're just going to have to come along with me.
That's right. That's right. And the more we reinforce it, then we see the outcome.
Yes.
And I know so many people, ShaRon, that say, I can't say that because I'm not healthy. I've got a lot of stuff going on. Say it anyway. It's like that song, do it anyway and see what happens. I say, put it to the test.
Yes.
That's my thought. It's like, what have you got to lose? You're already not feeling good. You've got stuff going on. What have you got to lose by thinking in a positive way and by turning that around to, yes, I am. Don't tell me I'm not healthy. Yes, I am. And get that confident swag going.
Yes. And then say, what have I got to gain? That's what I want to start doing. Instead of what have I got to lose? What have I got to gain? What is my life looking like because I am healthy? What is it looking like? Even though it's taken a little, it's like those cartoons where the character's running fast and his legs are moving, they're not getting anywhere yet. But
right.
They scoot up, and that's how I feel. It's like, okay, I am there and I am getting there at the same time.
Right, exactly. So Jean Loriot has a thought for us.
Okay, thank you, Jean.
Auntie Jean, thank you so much for being here. She said, it really is wonderful how we can see that things happened years ago that eventually lead to our journey right now. It is so organized, but divine time is eternal, not linear. What an important point to make. Let's think about that. Let's think about that, because we as humans, when we think of the word time, what that means for us, it's like, okay, right now it's 5:39. In 1 minute, it'll be 5:40. And we go forward incrementally in how we see time flowing. That is not how time in the universe works.
Right.
Divine time doesn't pay attention to our clocks. It doesn't say, oh, okay, right now it's 5:40, so I better do something. It's like, no, it's all divine time. And it comes into play with our law that we're talking about right now, the law of cause and effect. So if at 5:40, ShaRon and I are putting a thought out to the universe, I am peaceful. I see peace in my world. That's the thought we're feeding out into our subconscious and out into the universe. We're not going to look at 5:41 and say, oh, it's not here yet.
Right.
Didn't work.
Exactly. Rather, I think what I've been doing a long time is looking for clues and signs that it's on the way. That helps. And they can be really random things. Like I was watching, I guess it was the Elvis movie. And my song, I'm gonna pop some tags. I got 20 million in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a come up. This is divinely awesome. And that stuff's gonna happen. Has already happened, and it's coming into my world. And watching the Elvis movie, I've seen it before once, and there's a lot going on. And all of a sudden, there was this little sign that popped out at me and said million. I was like, I see you.
I know. Remember, ShaRon, when I was with you in the physical, I was there at your house, and you were singing that song, and I was loving the energy, and I sing it too now, but mine's, I've got 50 million in my pocket.
All right.
And then right after that, every time we would look at something, the word million would just pop out. Yes. And it's like, that was that confirmation from the angels of, yes, you are.
Yes, you are.
Yes,
yes,
I
am.
Not
right?
you, not you will be, not eventually, ShaRon, just be patient.
No.
Nope. That million is showing up for you.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, it's funny with patience and with plan Bs. It's still a little experimental balance for me, but I think that when we can fully embrace that we are cared for by the universe, that we understand these laws, we conduct ourselves based on joy and love and compassion for ourselves and others, there's no need for patience, because we know everything, just like Auntie Jean said, is coming in divine timing. Right. And there's no need for plan B. What would you need a plan B if the plan A is eternal and universal?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we can throw that thought out the window. There is no plan B. This is it. And that feeds right into what I was thinking of, is the part about taking full responsibility. That's the hardest part, is that thought of, oh, I'm feeding that thought into my subconscious. I'm the one that's either thinking that this is a playground or a prison that I'm living in, like Karen says. I'm the one that's listening, choosing to listen to that news broadcast, or listening to others on social media that are freaking out and panicking. And so that's going into my subconscious. Everything we do, everything influences the way that things show up for us in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
If we're listening to lack, and people with lack mentality that says, oh, there's not enough, or, oh, the world's, it's going to hell in a handbasket and everything's going wrong, then that thought goes into our subconscious. So taking full responsibility means more than just being aware of those thoughts that we're putting in there on our own, like I am healthy. It also means being aware of what you're surrounding yourself with. What kind of people are you surrounding yourself with? ShaRon, have you ever found that when you surround yourself with like-minded people that are positive and uplifting, things just seem to get into a flow of energy? It's like, yes, oh, everything is working so perfectly for me.
It really is, especially when they care about you and you care about them, maybe in different ways, but things just show up as joy more often than not. It's like what I learned when I was in middle school, first starting your monthly. It's like, oh, you hang around a bunch of women or your parent or your people in your family, and you start to get on the same cycle. I think that's, and then what happens, Teri, for me, is that the people that are around that are a little scratchy, I notice it more. And it's not fun.
Nope, not at all, because that's going into your subconscious. And it's like, I don't want to have that on my pizza. I don't want to have fear on my pizza. That'd be a horrible thing to eat, right?
Exactly. Ugh, yeah, no. And, it becomes with this cause and effect awareness, it becomes, for me, a deliberate choice. Do I choose to keep these people close or farther away or gone altogether? Because the cause of this interaction is going to not have a positive effect for me or you or the world later.
Right. Yeah.
So sometimes that's a little difficult decision to make, but at least I'm aware that it is a decision I can make. I don't have to keep people or things or the television. This morning I was on Facebook a little longer than I usually am, and I could just feel my energy going, I'm like, okay, I need to get off and go do something else.
Yeah, we get those nudges, and that's the angels saying, turn it off, turn it off.
Yes.
Yeah. So there's another point that says the law of cause and effect is emotionless, immutable, and relentless. Nobody can defy it. Nobody has ever tricked it. If you try, you will receive a reminder of its existence. We do not know. We do not know if this reminder will come in a mild or a hard way, but it will come. Just like what we were saying, it's there, and it's not bought into any attachment to the outcome.
Right.
It's whatever we feed it. That's the outcome. And so we can't point our finger at it and say, oh, it's because of you, law of cause and effect. You're the one doing this to me. We humans love to point our fingers, don't we? And find something outside of ourselves that must be the cause of our troubles, must be the cause of our ills. But it really is what we are feeding into our subconscious mind.
If I could have since usually on a birthday, if you have a cake, you get candles and you get to make one wish and then blow out your candles and not tell anybody the wish, I guess. But I'm going to tell you my wish because tomorrow is our country's birthday. And as we're having this conversation, there'll be lots of fireworks some places and maybe candles. And my wish is a tipping point. I know it can't be everybody, but I would like, especially the media, and especially in politics, and especially in people giving themselves permission to be mean to other people in their face. I want people to know the cause and effect and take personal responsibility for their thoughts and actions.
I'm going to stand with you in that wish, my sister. And let's put it into that positive thought of, yes, I see people being kind. I see more kindness in my world. And I'm going to add to that solution. I'm going to be kind myself. I'm going to step up and think good thoughts, positive thoughts, and not focus on what's going wrong. But I'm going to find something going right, and I'm going to celebrate it.
Yes. Yeah, yes, that happened yesterday, Teri.
Did it? Let's hear it.
Okay, when I went to the movies, my girlfriend and I stopped to get popcorn. And we're in Arizona, the COVID is, having whatever it's doing. Mm-hmm. And so we're standing there, and all of a sudden I feel this head right in the back of my head. And this lady has walked up right on top of me. I mean, on top of me. And she kind of startled me, and I was like, oh. And she goes, oh. Like in my head, I'm going, why are you standing so close to me? Because we're getting our order. And then she makes this comment. She goes, well, just getting to know you. And I was like, all right, you want to go there? And we did. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. It's a song from a movie in the 50s. Anybody who's my age, you know this movie, right? It was at South Pacific. And I sang the whole song to her. We missed just a little bit of the words. And I was just so happy. I didn't get annoyed that she was close to me. And then when my girlfriend and I walked away, she goes, did you know her? I was like, nope.
I love it. I love it. And look at the positive that you did. It could have been so different. Yes. You could have turned around with attitude and say, back away, you're in my space. Right. And that would have been a whole other energy put into that thing. But you didn't. You chose to put love into it instead, and acceptance. And knowing that you're safe, you're protected by the angels. There's nothing going to happen to you.
I wasn't worried about that.
I love that. And maybe
it's
she wasn't
silliness.
Maybe she wasn't paying.
What?
Maybe she wasn't. Maybe she wasn't paying attention to how close she had come to you. Some people are distracted, and all of a sudden you're running over somebody or bumping into their space.
And like me, my eyesight is a little fuzzy, so she might have tried to be getting close to read. She had 1,000 reasons of what it could be. And I think now that I'm learning the cause and effect, the cause could have been, like you said, something off the rails. with attitude, with annoyance, with any of that. But it was joviality, and it was humor, and it was music, and she was singing with me.
Oh, how awesome. I love that. Thank you for sharing that. And Auntie Jean says you have a beautiful voice, ShaRon, but she certainly does. I love to hear ShaRon sing.
Thank you. Thank you, Auntie Jean and Teri. I love to sing.
Jean says, I choose to be healthy because this trip is a miracle. And I choose to be healthy enough to take the trip of a lifetime. It is a divine gift. You know, I'm packing Auntie Jean in my vehicle in the Angel Mobile, and we're heading across the country. We're doing a Thelma and Louise trip.
We'll have a different ending, please.
We're not going toward the Grand Canyon. We're going away from it to the East Coast. Good. And yeah, so I love your words, Jean, feeding that subconscious, that thought. I choose to be healthy. I am healthy.
Yes.
Because this is all divinely planned and divinely timed, and it's going to be a miracle outcome. And I'm so excited about that.
Me too. Yes. Me too.
And Grace Isis says, what helps me believe is the knowingness that I know the essences of the journey, and each step is guided. This helps me all the time.
Oh, that's wonderful. I like that. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, just that knowingness, that faith, that trust. You know, when we start to doubt, we're out of our heart. We're back in our stinking thinking again from the ego that says, you're not healthy. You've got this issue going on. You're tired. You've got a tummy thing happening. You know, that's the ego talk that's trying to influence us in a way that says, no, this isn't true. Look at what's really going on.
Exactly.
And we can choose to listen to that thought, to listen to that voice, or we can choose to say, not today. Today I am healthy. Today I am happy. Today I'm abundant. Today I've got 20 million in my pocket. And put that energy in there, whatever you want to create. Whatever type of pizza you want to make it with the ingredients that you want. If you want pineapple, throw that pineapple on there. If you want pepperoni, if you want arugula, whatever you want to consume in your life, whatever is going to take up your space that you're going to enjoy it.
Exactly. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy. Yes.
Yeah. So
any other comments from our group?
That's what we have so far. We have a beautiful audience. Thank you all for being here.
Yes, thank you.
And I have thoroughly enjoyed delving into this law of cause and effect.
Yes.
ShaRon, we never think of these things because our focus for how many decades now has been the law of attraction.
Right.
It's like everybody knows that law of attraction. We know what we put out, we're going to get back. That's a simple law that is really true. Whatever energy we put out there, we get back. But there's so much more to this thing called life. Mm-hmm. And when we learn things like, okay, we're feeding our subconscious. What are we feeding it? What are we putting into it? That's another one of those laws, the law of cause and effect. The cause is what we're feeding it. We're putting stuff in there, and the effect, that's what we're going to live with.
Exactly. Wow, this was a good one, Teri.
I love this, ShaRon.
I love these. Yeah. I love learning, and anything that helps us all come together and grow. I'm really grateful for these conversations. Thank you, my friend.
Me too, ShaRon. So beautiful to sit with you in these conversations. I feel like I'm back on your comfy couch, just sitting there and chilling and just talking about whatever comes up to talk about.
Such a precious time we had together. Holy cow.
Absolutely. And we have one more of these times together here on right now. There may be more in the future, but for right now, ShaRon and I committed to doing 3 of these talks together. And we hope that you all have received benefit from what we decided, what the angels led us to decide. And I also want to mention, ShaRon is so beautiful and so amazing at listening and helping you to then put your thoughts into something that makes sense. So if you would like to reach out to ShaRon, I very much encourage you to sit on her comfy couch, to let her help you to pick it apart, whatever it is that's happening in your world, and then maybe put it back together in a different perspective. ShaRon, you're so beautiful at doing that. And will you please tell people how they can reach out to get that beautiful time together with you?
Thank you, Teri. Thank you for mentioning that. I truly appreciate it, because in these times, what I've come to know is that people don't always ask for help until there's a crisis, until it's, gone a little too far. And I really want to give perspective of how to not get there. So reach me at ShaRonReaaz@gmail.com, ShaRonReaaz@gmail.com.
I'm typing that in.
Oh, thank you, Teri.
And you have a website also, my dear. Do you want to share
I do.
what
Same
that
thing.
is?
Without the AZ, ShaRonReaaz.com.
Okay. There
And
you
right
go,
now,
people.
you will see mostly No Judgment, Just Love, because I'm working on rebranding myself. And actually, I've been writing all day today. So probably around the end of July, we'll see a new website. But right now, I'm there.
Beautiful. Beautiful. I encourage you all to reach out to ShaRon and just say, hey, can we just sit on your comfy couch for a minute and discuss whatever's going on in my world? And I also want to mention that ShaRon is going to bring us something wonderful in October at the Changes Retreat. That retreat is shaping up. This week, we're going to have a schedule out. I'm putting that intention out there. Auntie Jean, I know you're listening. We're going to put out the schedule of when these workshops are going to happen throughout those 4 days of the retreat. And if you can't physically be at the retreat to participate with us, to learn from the teachers that are going to be there, you can sign up to be at the workshop through Zoom virtually and benefit from these wonderful teachings that are going to come forth, which ShaRon is going to be one of our teachers. And we would love to have you experience her in that environment. So if you can be there physically, it happens the 2nd of October through the 6th of October in Vermont. The information is on my website, angelspeakers.com. And you just click that link. It'll tell you all about the retreat and how you can be there to participate in person. We'll have the information out later about how you can sign up to be on Zoom and learn from the teachings. But we hope whichever way it happens for you, we hope you'll at least look into participating one way or another, virtually or in person. And I'm excited to see my sister ShaRon again and wrap my arms of love around you and have those that are there have that blessing of really sitting with you and getting to know you.
Yeah, and I'm excited to meet the names. I mean, the faces that go with the names that I see all the time. So I'm sure that I'll get to meet some new wonderful friends, and I'm all about communication. So that's what my workshop is going to be.
Yes, I am so looking forward to that. So I think, ShaRon, we can wrap this up.
Yeah,
and
I think so.
So just a little summary, what you think in your conscious, active thought. The cat, remember that. If you can't remember anything else, remember there's a cat. And that cat is feeding into the subconscious mind, which then spits it out in whatever form that looks like. You're the one doing it. There's nobody to point a finger at and say, oh, that person made me angry, or that person made me ill, or whatever. It's that conscious, active thought that you are feeding into your subconscious mind, and then it's going to show up like magic. So why wouldn't you feed that thought good things, positive things, things you really want to see? and let that show up for you in your world and on your pizza. Now I'm in a mood for pizza.
Oh, go for it, Teri.
I've been doing a lot of traveling, and when I was in Colorado, my last few days there, I kept having this thought, I want pizza. I should order a pizza, but I never did. I was strong. I was like, pizza's not really that good for me. So I resisted. But I think this whole image of creating a pizza the way we want it, the healthy pizza, the happy pizza, let's put in those ingredients that we want on our pizza and have only that, not the fear and the anger and discord and discontent. Let's feed it what we want it. That is the law of cause and effect, broken down, very simple terms that we all can understand, that what we are doing, what we are thinking, that's feeding whatever's going to show up.
Love it, Teri. I'm on it.
All right. Me too. Let's go get that 20 million in our pocket, ShaRon.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm going to pop some tags. I got 20 million, 50 million in my pocket. I'm a hunting, looking for a come up. This is divinely awesome.
Yes. And it's divinely blessed. Stay in your hearts and stay blessed. And we'll see you all again next Sunday.
Yes. Have a nice week. Happy 4th, everyone.
Oh, yes. Go watch the fireworks and just feel the energy of being divinely awesome. We love you all. Namaste, y'all. We'll see you next Sunday.
Yes.
Bye, everyone.